Hi everyone, Officer Potak here.
Hi, it's Officer Best.
And today we're outside Sheckler Elementary. We're outside the administration building and also outside part of the school. And there's this beautiful garden that they put in here. So we decided to read from here with some great advice from Miss Shelley Kiefer. She had said that this is a beautiful spot and it's very quiet here. So it's a great spot to come read.
Right, we just chose to sit in a spot where there was no shade.
Yeah.
So please forgive my hat.
And our sweat.
And our sweat.
Because it's warm.
My head is getting sunburned already.
Yep. We're getting our funny tans with our
Right,
shirt
with
lines
our
on.
shirt lines on.
Today's book is Being Frank. Frank was always Frank. Honesty is the best policy, he said. Frank never lied to his schoolmates. Your freckles remind me of the Big Dipper, he told Dottie. Dottie pulled her hood over her face. Your singing is kind of shrieky, Frank told Carol. Carol stomped away. Frank always told the truth to adults. Your breath smells funny, he told his teacher, Miss Zorma. She sent Frank to the principal's office.
There's a shock.
Your toupee looks like my pet weasel, he told Principal Wiggins. Mr. Wiggins called Frank's mom. You wouldn't get so many wrinkles if you didn't glare at me like that, Frank told his mom on the way home. And by the way, you're speeding. And Frank always was honest with police officers. Yes, officer, he said. She knew how fast she was going. I told her. Probably not a good idea to tell on your mom.
Idea, no.
Probably let your mom do the talking there. Frank was very proud of being Frank. But other than police officers, adults weren't as impressed with Frank's honesty as he thought they should be. You'll have wrinkles one day too, said Mom, rubbing on some lotion. Some things are better left unsaid, Mr. Wiggins adjusted his toupee. You don't have to say everything you're thinking, Miss Zoram popped a mint in her mouth. Frank's schoolmates weren't impressed either. My freckles do not look like the Big Dipper, Dottie said, and my mother says I shouldn't listen to you. I'm still going to sing in that talent show at the school carnival tomorrow, but I'm not going to ride the Ferris wheel with you, Carol told Frank. But we always ride the Ferris wheel together, Frank whispered. Everyone was upset, and now Frank wasn't so happy either. Sunglasses don't want to stay on. My nose is too little. And my ears, they don't hold my sunglasses on. Frank clipped his toenails and alphabetized his bug collection. He didn't feel any better. So he walked down the block to Grandpa's house. Grandpa Ernest was on the porch clipping his toenails. Incoming! He yelled. Frank ducked. Ugh, who wants to be hit with a toenail?
No.
And don't clip your toenails in bed like Frank does.
I don't. I go to a podiatrist.
What's up, Frank? Grandpa said. Everyone's mad at me for being Frank. I'm not sure honesty is the best policy anymore. That used to happen to me too, said Grandpa. Miss Peacock walked by and straightened her massive hat. It's new. Do you like it, Ernest? Frank thought the hat looked like a flower store on Miss Peacock's head. Well, Grandpa said, there are an awful lot of flowers up there, but my favorite one is the purple one in the middle. Thank you, Miss Peacock beamed. Toodaloo! Frank couldn't believe his ears. Grandpa, you lied! No, Frank, I told the truth. I really do like the purple flower the best. I talked about the good things on her hat instead of the not so good things. Grandpa's best friend, Mr. Pickles, pulled up his truck. "Try this relish," he called, handing Grandpa a jar with a spoon. "I've got a cold and I can't taste a thing." Do you like relish?
No,
No, me neither. Not for me.
no, I do not.
Grandpa scooped a spoonful of relish into his mouth. His nose twinged, his eyes watered, his hair stood on end. "Give it to me straight, Ernest," said Mr. Pickles. "I can't sell it if it's no good." Grandpa wiped his eyes. "More sugar, less pepper." Mr. Pickles grinned and shook Grandpa's hand. "Back to the drawing board. Thanks for your help." Grandpa, he didn't get mad at you." "That's right." Grandpa drank some water. "He asked me for the truth, and I gave it to him." Frank sighed. "So I shouldn't give the truth unless someone asks for it?" "You should always give people the truth," Grandpa said. "You just have to find out the right way to serve it."
It's called diplomacy. Be diplomatic.
The next afternoon at the school carnival, when Miss Zorma laughed like a horse, Frank said, "You tell great jokes." When Mr. Wiggins did a weird dance, Frank said, "Impressive spins, sir." When Frank saw Dottie, he said, "I like dots better than squares." And then Carol sang. Frank said, "You sure can hit those high notes." Carol smiled at Frank. "Dottie and I are going to ride the Ferris wheel. Want to come?" On the way home, Frank gave his mom a poem he wrote to her. "Mom, your hair looks so nice today. I only see a little gray." So my son says to me too. And when
Wonder what his poem would read about me.
You might see a little color in there.
Little color, yeah. Little hair.
Yeah. And when she smiled, Frank decided not to mention the wrinkles around the corners of her mouth. Good choice, son. The next day, while Frank helped Grandpa in his garden, Miss Peacock stopped by again. "You were right," she said to Grandpa. "That other hat had too many flowers." Just then, Mr. Pickles arrived with a new jar of relish for Grandpa to try. "Excuse me for a moment," Grandpa said to Miss Peacock. "So what do you think of my hat?" Miss Peacock said. But this time she wasn't asking Grandpa, she was asking Frank. Frank looked at Grandpa on the porch with Mr. Pickles. Grandpa was taking another spoonful of relish, and he wasn't drinking any water. Frank knew just what to say. "I've never seen a hat like that before. It must be one of a kind." "Thank you," Miss Peacock beamed. "Toodaloo." "So, how is being Frank today?" asked Grandpa. "Well, Grandpa, I still think honesty is the best policy," said Frank, "but now I know it's best served with more sugar." "And less pepper." And that is the book, Being Frank. And this was a great book because sometimes you don't want to tell everybody the whole truth. It's not that you're lying to them, you just don't want to make them feel bad. So sometimes leave out the bad stuff and just compliment on the good.
Be diplomatic.
Absolutely.
It is the wise man who knows when and when not to speak.
Absolutely. Correct. So we hope that you enjoyed the book today, and if you need a quiet place to read, you can come up here to Sheckler Elementary. It's beautiful outside. Little hot, but
Yeah.
it's very nice. So as always, we want to wish you to
Stay well, stay safe, and after you come in from being outside,
wash your hands.
Bye.